Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Cocktails at Home. I just want to take a second and thank you all for all the comments and likes and shares on the first video when we made a Sazerac. It was really awesome to connect with all you guys and talk about different drinks that you're making or you're going to try to make a Sazerac, or I got a bunch more suggestions as well for drinks to add to the list that I'll make, so that's cool. It's super fun to do that. So thanks again for that. Today we're gonna make probably the most famous classic whiskey cocktail there is, the Old Fashioned. I'm sure you've heard of it or have had a few yourself. It's one of my favorites as well, probably top 2 favorite cocktails of all time. So I'm excited to make one of those for you today. It has a sort of an interesting history. It's hard to tell exactly where it came from. In the early 1800s, there was a drink called a bittered sling that sort of had the same ingredients as an old fashioned, but it wasn't really called that or branded that way. It wasn't until like the late 1800s there was an establishment in Kentucky that sort of lays claim to have made and created the old fashioned, but there's a lot of dispute around that, so we don't really know exactly where it came from or how it came about, but I'm sure happy it did. So I'm gonna start and just let's make one. So I'm gonna start with a 1/4 of an ounce of the brown sugar simple syrup that I made. That's looking good. We're gonna do a couple dashes of bitters. Now, usually you'll see orange bitters in a recipe for an old-fashioned, and that makes total sense because we're gonna garnish with an orange at the end, but I really love these black walnut bitters in an old-fashioned. I think they just taste amazing in there, so a couple of dashes of those. Try that out. Also, usually when you see an old-fashioned, you'll get 2 ounces of bourbon. I like to do 1 ounce of bourbon and 1 ounce of rye. I've had quite a few of these in my day and made quite a few, and I've just kind of found that this is the combination that I think tastes the best for me. But again, that's the best thing about all this, is it's experimenting and just seeing what you like. So, ounce of bourbon in, ounce of rye coming. There we go. In. Okay, so that's it for the ingredients. We're going to add some ice and do a bit of stir. One more if I can get them. One more. Cool. Okay. I'm going to stir this one. Again, this is a stirred drink. Just basically cooling cocktail down and also introducing some water through dilution as we're stirring. We don't have to stir this one for quite as long as the Sazerac because we are going to serve this one on the rocks. So that looks pretty good. Next up, we're going to prepare a glass. So I've put a glass off to the side here that I've been smoking. So I just lit some cherry wood chips and just kind of light them, put the glass over, let the smoke kind of work its way around in the glass. Then when you pour the cocktail in, it'll sort of permeate into the cocktail and you get a nice smoke layer. So let's do that here. Got my big old cube. There we go. Oh, look at that smoke. Awesome. And lastly, the garnish. I'm going to just get a little swath of orange here, orange peel. There we go. We're going to do the same thing we did with the Sazerac. We're just going to express those orange oils onto the drink and then around the rim. There we go. Going to do a little twist. There we go. Pop that in. There you have it. Your old fashioned. Let's give it a try. That's so good. It's awesome. Those black walnut bitters and then the smoke layer in there, just delicious. One of my favorites for sure. So try it out, try to make it yourself, and let me know what you think of that. Again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Like I said, it's a bit of fun for me. Hopefully it's fun for you and you're enjoying it. Please stay safe, look after yourself, look after one another, and please drink responsibly, and we'll see you the next time around. Cheers.